600 4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi with breaking NHL news. Blackhawks president Stan Bowman, the architect of the franchise's 3 Stanley Cup championships in 2010, 2013, and 2015, has resigned after an investigation into allegations a former player was sexually assaulted by an assistant coach in 2010. The NHL has fined the organization $2 million for mishandling the sexual assault allegations. Thursday night's matchup between the Cardinals and Packers could be missing a major star. Green Bay receiver Davante Adams on the COVID-19 list. His absence would be huge for the Packers and quarterback Aaron Rodgers, according to ESPN's Dan Graziano.
Works off of the fact that they have Davante Adams, and he's as reliable as he is, and defenses devote as much attention as they do to him. Just within the the confines of this season and his importance to this team, probably as important as anybody in the league outside of Derrick Henry when you get to non-quarterbacks.
Dan Graziano on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Braves and Astros meet in Game 1 of the World Series tonight. Coverage at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Introducing ATG by Wrangler. We are all greater outdoors, and this apparel doesn't compromise, conform, or call it quits. So, when you're heading into the wild, wearing ATG should be second nature. Shop Wrangler.com today.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, it's Tuesdays at Top Golf here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. All set up, ready to go. Beautiful day in Jacksonville, Florida, Georgia week. This place will be hopping later in the week. I was down at RV City today talking to Greg McGarity, former AD of the Georgia Bulldogs. Also spent a lot of time in administration at Florida, so very unique path to have it from both angles. He's more of a dog, though, and he hired Kirby Smart, and so to see Kirby Smart now in this position where they've got the number 1 team in the country coming here to Jacksonville, that's got to feel pretty good. He also negotiated a lot of those contracts over the years, keeping it here. What else would it take to keep here? We will talk with Greg McGarity, and you can hear that interview both on the TV side and on ESPN 690 throughout the rest of the week. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz, on a Tuesday. Jags getting ready to roll into Seattle this weekend. And, well, you watch Seattle play. It was rainy. The weather wasn't unbelievable. That kind of happens in Seattle. It wasn't San Francisco and the Colts, though. It wasn't that kind of, hey, this was an ugly-looking game because of that. I thought it was an ugly-looking game because of the quarterback play, really. I didn't think Jameis Winston was that good, and Geno Smith certainly wasn't that good. You watch that game, and again, week-to-week league, I get it. You can't sit here and say, well, now the Jags should beat them. They only scored 10 points. They lost. They missed 2 field goals. But it does showcase that Seattle without Russell Wilson is pretty average. Yeah. You know, they're certainly not dynamic. They're 2-5. They're not the Seattle that we've seen. And again, Russell Wilson – you might want to look at Seattle right now and look at the way Russell Wilson has played these last few years and name him the MVP just because look how much different they are without him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's a Jags team, Austin, going to Seattle where you're like, listen, the West has not been won by the Jags over the years. The Jags are not that great themselves, so you can't say they should beat anybody. But they certainly should give themselves a chance against this Seattle team. Without Russell Wilson to win a football game.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw it last night that Seattle's goal was to try to run the ball, whether it's with Alex Collins or, kind of a running back by committee. They want to try to protect Geno Smith a little bit. When you have players like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, you still have to take those guys seriously, but obviously you downgrade those guys if you have a quarterback like Geno Smith out there, and that's what's happening right now. So I like the fact that the Jaguars have been fantastic of stopping the run all year. It's going to start there. It's going to start in the trenches. But then can you take a game over? Can you, if you play that offense and Trevor Lawrence, can you put up points right away? Can you make Seattle play from behind and rely on Geno Smith and everything? I think if you can do that, you have a great shot of winning.
Yeah, and listen, this is a Seattle defense that is not good and has not been good. Now, they did a good job yesterday. Both defenses did a nice job. I just don't know how much of that was on the offense, how much of that was on the defense. Alvin Kamara was able to have himself a big day.
Yeah.
where do you sit on this Seattle defense? They're just okay, man. I mean, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. They might have had a decent game, so maybe that's trending in a different direction. But I just don't – I think this is a game where the Jags – my first thought on this game is the Jags offense might be able to dictate the game. Like, they might be able to get up and down the field. If they can score, it's almost like, okay, can Seattle keep up? And I understand the Jags defense isn't that good either. But I think this is one of the few games this year where you're like, we might be able to outscore them, dictate play, and say, hey, let's see if Geno Smith can catch up to us.
Yeah, for sure. As far as Seattle's defense is concerned, no, they don't really scare me on paper. They still have great players, though. They have Bobby Wagner, who's one of the best linebackers in the league. They still have Jamal Adams, who's one of the best safeties, if not, he's going to tell you he's the best safety in the league. But they have one of the best safeties in the league as well, and Jamal Adams. So, they still have great players in that defense. I think their defensive line is struggling a little bit. They don't really have a lot of playmakers. I think Carlos Dunlap is probably their best edge rusher. I think that guy got drafted with me out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2010. So he's been around for a while. So, nothing crazy on paper, but on the other side of the ball, like I mentioned, they do have some receivers. They have an adequate tight end, and let's be honest, tight ends right now have been the Achilles heel of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, Geno Smith is nothing to shake a stick at, but you hate to see that Geno Smith-type game where he has a coming-out party as well because, you are still traveling to the West Coast. And if we want to compare this Jaguars teams to the past Jaguars teams, the past would go to the West Coast and probably struggle.
Yeah, lay an egg.
It would not be a good product on the field. If you truly have turned over a new leaf, if you are a new team, new regime, all this stuff, new players, well, then you go to Seattle and you establish dominance.
Yeah, it's really interesting if you look at how this matchup is going to take place with the receivers for Seattle because they're dynamic there. And the Jags are not dynamic at their corner position. That's been a struggle spot. I also look, though, at a pass rush where it feels like Josh Allen's been playing better and better and better and almost there. Well, 5 sacks yesterday for the Saints. I mean, Geno Smith can be had in that department. It's not a dominant offensive line. And it's almost like he's been a veteran, but he hasn't played a lot. So can you still kind of confuse with multiple looks a guy like Geno Smith who just hasn't had a lot of reps, over the last handful of years? But the most important thing is who's guarding DK Metcalf, who's defending Tyler Lockett. They'd sign up for the Tyler Lockett performance of last night.
Well, and I'm glad we're going there right now. It had to be addressed eventually. Let's be honest. Our producer, Casey, needed 10 points. He needed 10 points last night. And, Brett, I'm not going to lie, man. I thought that I woke up in the past last night. I felt like I was watching the 85 Bears last night in terms of what the New Orleans Saints were bringing to the table. Now, had a little slip-up with, DK Metcalf and that 70-yard touchdown. But it's all good. You bend, you don't break. I mean, I got a little nervous with Tyler Lockett because I thought he was Jeff Swaim or whatever that guy's name is for a second. Or Freddie Swaim, thank you very much. I thought that was Tyler Lockett for a second, so I got a little worried about it because, they're kind of built the same. They kind of look the same. But overall, what a performance last night for the New Orleans Saints. I think it's time we start having the conversation of where does that defensive performance rank in some of the greatest performances of all time. I mean, the Wisconsin Badgers, great defense comes to mind. Broke that down yesterday a little bit. Jacksonville back in 2017. I'm not sure what you call the Saints defense, Brent, but, man, were they firing all cylinders last night.
Casey, all right back there today? I mean, it's a tough morning, tough afternoon, tough coming to the show.
Just tough to be alive at this point. If you are on the relevant app in the ESPN 690 Vibe, you will see a list I compiled of people that should be playing quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Some of these people are fictional. Most are retired. Some are children. And I should have added Arch Manning. I would take him as well. Dan Orlovsky is on the list. But the point of the story is I'm hurt, I'm broken, and I'm disappointed. Austin Lane, congratulations. I assume we play again at some point just because there's only 10 teams and there's more than 10 weeks in the NFL season. So I'm looking for the rematch, hopefully. But Tyler Lockett, goodness.
Might not because I think you guys are in different divisions. So I think only the divisions play each other twice.
Well, then possibly in the playoffs, though, Brent.
Maybe.
I'll see you there.
If you make it, guys.
I'll be there.
Casey, the bad news for you is now you have to play me, who's, just been pretty darn good in the fantasy world, quite frankly, off to a 5-2 first-place start. So that is nice. Here's what Casey said. List of QBs that should start over Geno Smith. You can find this on the relevant app.
And by the way, and you can also find my victory post that I had today this morning as well.
There are posts and there are posts. Geno Smith has no business being in the NFL, CFL, AAF, XFL, or the European League of Football. With that being said, congratulations was uttered. List of QBs that should start over Geno Smith: Blake Bortles, Josh Rosen, Cam Newton, Colt Bennett, RG3, Dan Orlovsky, Jake Luton, Josh McCown, Colin Kaepernick, any local Pop Warner players in the greater Seattle area.
So that's just pretty much what I was thinking. Any of those guys would be able to get the ball probably to Tyler Lockett. Geno Smith cannot. And Jake Luton, I'm pretty sure, is on the roster, by the way.
He is.
So I don't know. When you've only scored 10 points, maybe give him a chance.
Yeah, maybe. The thing about it is they've had chances. They've kept themselves in the game the last couple of weeks, but then Geno hasn't been able to get it done. He threw an interception. He went backwards last night.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't good.
Casey, be honest, though. In that first quarter, when Geno throws that 84-yard strike to DK Metcalf, how confident were you feeling?
I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I'm not even kidding. I wasn't, because I knew that was as good as it was going to get.
Okay.
And once I saw that it was DK and not Tyler Lockett, I knew I was in trouble.
Okay.
Well,
So I never felt confident.
I never had so much on the line. Like, I didn't have anything on the line. I'd already won my fantasy matchup. I still had Alvin Kamara going, and then he just poured it on Marcel Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But Ty is sitting there against Lockett with 6 points at stake.
Oh, that's right.
And so he wakes up this morning just
Feeling
glowing.
good. Yeah.
Yep. And, you might want to beat him up or something, Casey, because he might have said a thing or two about Tyler Lockett. So,
ouch.
Everybody had Tyler Lockett in the works.
They did. And you know what?
Good or bad.
If we're being honest here, Brent, I don't think it was much of Tyler Lockett's fault last night. I think the blame kind of falls more on the quarterback.
All right, so here's the deal. I was thinking of this on Sunday. See, I don't get many Sundays where I just watch the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 2 of them so far this year because of the Thursday game and now the bye. And I said this. I said, if you just asked me to sit there and watch the NFL, I'd be like, there were games the other day that were just kind of boring. I didn't have 7 games on, okay? They were just kind of boring. Last night's game, quite frankly, it was tied, but it was boring. And it just goes to hit, and I understand the rest of you have already experienced this, and this is the world you live in. But we do it different on Sunday just because of the industry we're in, and so it just hits different. But it is a reminder of where would this league be without fantasy football and gambling? Because I was talking to my buddy, I was like, Pat, it's like these games are so boring. Like, if you tune into the last half hour, you're fine. But if I'm really being honest, they were boring on Sunday. Like, I wasn't, glued to the TV. It was kind of like college football Saturday. I didn't think there were a lot of entertaining games. The play was kind of poor. Now, you get the 9:00 game. That's fascinating for about 20 minutes. Yeah. But front to back, it wasn't entertaining. If we're just being honest, it wasn't. And he's like, well, all you got to do is throw $100 on the game, and it changes totally, right?
I'm sure it does,
and all you got to do is have 6 points on the line with Tyler Lockett, and it changes the whole thing, right, who you're throwing to.
Absolutely.
It really hits home, and I know we all know this. But it's just this constant reminder of how big the NFL has become, how big the Shield is because of fantasy football and gambling. I mean, it is fact, and it's not going anywhere because of that. But it was a wild reminder this weekend of that, and even last night. And thank goodness for Manning, Brady, and Sue Bird, and everybody else who
Marshawn Lynch, Tom Brady.
They made that interesting. That game was boring.
Yeah,
it was really not an entertaining game.
Yeah.
For a Monday night game. And by the way, we've been spoiled. We've had some really good games.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't it fascinate you? Like, the league you played in is really taken off and continues to and now needs you to play fantasy football. It needs you to gamble on it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, without a doubt. I mean, quarterbacks are protected. It's one of the reasons why defensive guys get put at a disadvantage in terms of all the calls. It's because fantasy football. It's because scoring. It's the reason why NFL Red Zone is as popular as it is, because people love to watch their touchdowns and they love to see how those touchdowns correlate with their fantasy football teams. Simple as that. So, yeah, I think fantasy football, it adds, just another layer of sports fandom. And without it, people probably would have been tuning in so much last night. I think without it, Thursday night games maybe aren't that appealing to anybody. But, every game is important because, well, I think we all know somebody, if it's not yourself, that plays fantasy football.
Yeah, and Casey, I don't know if you find that too. I mean, you grew up in fantasy football world, right? So, I mean, you don't even know football before fantasy football. But, when I was a kid, I was throwing the remote at the TV, I mean, I was watching the Dolphins play the Jets and Marino, and, I mean, I loved Marino. And so any game I could catch, and that was before DirecTV and all this stuff where you could watch every game at any time. And it was certainly before fantasy football, and I didn't know what gambling was, quite frankly. I mean, I taught my kid what a parlay was when he was like 7. So
there it is.
Shame on you, Dad. You didn't tell me about that. But anyway, I just loved sports as a kid for what it is. But as you get a little older, you're like, you almost need some of that in some of these games to keep you going. And, as I did get a little older, you throw a buck or two on a game, and you could be watching freaking UMass versus Temple basketball.
Yeah.
And it adds to it, right? I mean, if you got $5 on it, it just adds to it. It's different. And I'm not encouraging you to gamble, but especially a lot of money. But anyway, you grew up, Casey, in this world where fantasy football especially, I mean, take gambling out of it. Hopefully you don't do that at such a young age. But the fantasy football and the daily fantasy and all this stuff that – it just adds to the viewing experience. And again, it hit me last night, and it hit me over the weekend.
Yeah, so last night, for example, first of all, I cannot remember a NFL season in which I didn't play fantasy. Like, even when I was in, like, middle school with my friends, there was, like, 6 of us. So, like, I've never not done it to the point where I remember. But I will say, even last night, and it was mostly because I knew it was over, but I was flipping around the channels trying to see when JoJo Siwa was going to be on Dancing with the Stars because, like, she's a really good dancer. So I wanted to see how that was going to play out.
Is she a really good dancer?
Yeah, she got all 10s. It was pretty dope. But the point of the story is I was flipping around because I couldn't take that game, but even when I had something on the line there. And I know you're probably looking at me some type of way. That was the reaction I was going for with the JoJo Siwa.
I am. Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish you could see my face right now.
Who is that?
Oh, Brent.
Oh, come on, Brent.
She's from the Disney Channel. She used to have her own show. Just, kind of like an influencer now.
She's like a multi-millionaire at like 17.
I guarantee if you saw a picture of her, you'd recognize her. She's got a ponytail.
Not so sure.
Anyway.
Don't be so sure of that. Don't bet on that.
That's true. Anyway, all 10s. But the success story of the night is back to fantasy, where in NBA DFS I won $300. So
there you go.
I was disappointed with Tyler Lockett, but at the same time, I'm $300 richer, which I will lose. I just want to make that clear. I will lose that money. But for now, I'm at least playing some DFS for free for a bit.
See, that's why you're not even feeling as bad.
He's not feeling bad. As long as you got some cash in the pocket, you're good to go. It's funny with fantasy football because, like, back when I played in the league, I mean, it was still a big thing. I mean, Maurice Jones-Drew, like, would talk about it in the locker room like it seemed like an nauseum sometimes.
Well,
and there was a bunch of
built his brand on fantasy football, really.
He did. And
touchdown machine.
For sure. And there was a lot of guys that would play fantasy football as well. I'll be honest. When I played, it just never appealed to me. Like it sounded miserable because I don't know if I had too much football on the brain already. I didn't need to take part in fantasy football, but like even to the point where, like if it was Monday night and I was during the season, I wouldn't really care about watching a game. I'm like, yeah, I'll see what else is on if there's wrestling. But now, like I don't miss a game, and it's because it's my job first of all on the radio show, but also it's because of fantasy football where I have to watch like every second of every game just to make sure my players are scoring and doing well.
I agree with you. I would not be doing fantasy football if it wasn't for the radio show, and we did it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just stopped
Really?
for a long time. No, I wouldn't do it. I went like 8 years without doing fantasy football
Cold
because
turkey.
when I was in Albany,
That's
New York,
horrible.
I did fantasy everything.
Yeah.
Like it was NASCAR, golf, like the guys did everything, MLB, NBA, and I was like, I can't keep up with all this stuff, all right? So, but the big thing, if you don't draft right, then you're screwed for the year.
Yeah.
Now I'm such a good drafter that
Well-
I'm okay now, it seems like. But
So did you have to draft NASCAR like the whole year?
I forget how it worked. I mean, I haven't played that since like 2006. I don't
Good.
even know if they
Hey,
I'm
daily
sure it's gone,
NASCAR, I'm killing. Well, it's over now, but daily NASCAR is a thing.
Yeah, I bet. Well, daily everything's a thing. You know, I mean,
that's true.
that's the deal. And I'll tell you one other thing. I didn't even flip on the regular broadcast. I mean, Manning, Brady, Sue Bird, Marshawn Lynch, Drew Brees. I mean, Brady. My wife was like, "I don't like this," and I'm like, "Steph, what do you do? What are you talking about? You don't like?" She's like, "Well." She's like, I just don't. They all talk all over each other. It's like, well, it's the nature of the Zoom. There's no other way to do it. I think that's a built-in thing that it's hard. Like Eli tried to talk 5 different times yesterday, and Peyton kept interrupting him.
Any business meeting, you're going to have that.
Yeah, and
so
so she wanted to watch. Like she wasn't tutoring last night, and we're all home after I did Jags Report Live. And she wanted to catch up on a Ted Lasso episode.
Oh, there it is.
And I'm like, hey, Steph, we ain't watching Ted Lasso until I finish with Brady and the Mannings here.
Yeah.
Like I had to stay until halftime. I mean, you got Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I tweeted this, and I was serious. This is it's like going to Canton, Ohio in 20 years for a Hall of Fame panel discussion. We like those stories. These are the greats. And they're sitting there telling you stories. And if I was doing that interview or if you name it, was doing that interview from ESPN, Tom Brady would not say the same things. Peyton Manning's going to draw stuff out of Brady that only Peyton Manning. I'm not even sure Eli could draw out of him. Yeah. They're really good buddies. They're good. And so you learn some things. Like them talking the game was fascinating to me.
Since we're on the topic, though, of Tom Brady being on last night, Casey, I'm not sure if you watched that or not. I'm going to be honest. My feelings are a little hurt. Because if you listen to what Tom Brady had to say about defensive players, how we're just dogs chasing cars, and anybody else says that, I'm calling them out on Twitter saying, you don't know what you're talking about. But since the GOAT comes out and says defensive players just aren't as smart as offensive players, I sat there on my couch with my family thinking, yeah, I guess you're right, man. I'm not going to argue with Tom Brady. If Tom Brady says something about football, who am I to say, well, Tom Brady's wrong? So I just sat there like an idiot, bobbed my head yep, yeah, absolutely. Dogs chasing cars, you better believe it. There's no way I can handle offensive playbook. And, I kind of gave in and it hurt my feelings last night. But what else am I going to do?
I didn't hear him say that.
You didn't hear him say, oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I missed that.
Oh, yeah, Tom Brady was very, very mean towards defensive players, and I did not appreciate it.
Dogs chasing cars.
Yeah, he said if you play on the defensive side of the ball, you're essentially a dog chasing a car.
But is he wrong?
And I just said, Brent, I mean, I would try to defend myself and defend defenders everywhere, but at the same time, it's Tom Brady, and who am I to go against the GOAT?
Who's the smartest defensive player that you played with?
Ooh.
Is it Puz?
Puz has got to be up there.
I'm not saying smart like SAT score. I'm saying
just
smart
football
on football smart,
Football smart.
Because I understand the point. You can really
if you're Aaron Campman's up there.
Oh,
Aaron Campman's definitely up
highly
there.
Intelligent.
Derek Johnson, middle linebacker, Kansas City Chiefs, is up there. Yeah, I'd say one of those guys.
Doesn't this make you want to come out of retirement and sack Brady one more time?
Yes, one more time. One time would be great.
Or one time, sorry.
Yeah, it's fantastic for me.
One time.
Yeah.
Because, listen.
I got Drew Brees, though.
Who would have see that?
Yeah. By the way, what was I lying about his? Did you watch Drew Brees or not?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me I wasn't lying about his hair.
Yeah,
Looks great,
right
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did
you
good plot.
Ever hit? I know you probably didn't sack Eli or Peyton. Did you ever hit them?
Oh yeah, I drilled Eli Manning in the ribs.
Did you?
Oh yeah. Helmet lower and everything, targeting this day.
Everything.
But hey, there ain't no targeting today. Back then there wasn't any targeting.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's wearing one of those Kevlar vest things. But oh yeah.
See, I want. Those are great memories. Now, what about Manning? Anything close?
No, not really. He was just that good.
You guys didn't touch Manning.
Not really.
I don't remember you touching Manning.
Not really.
He kind of got rid of.
I like how you referred to them as Eli and then Manning.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I got
Mr. Manning and
Eli. One Manning, and then even Archie. You got to say Archie or Arch.
Mr. Manning and Eli.
For the younger one, there's so many Mannings, but there's one Manning, and that's Peyton, right?
Yep.
I think who would have thunk it, by the way, that you could have got out of football, went into the cage and MMA for a bit.
Yep.
You could actually come back into football if you want and still have a chance to sack Tom Brady.
I know, that's insane. Yeah, but you know what? I'm just
and you're 10 years younger.
No, for sure, but
maybe more.
But I'm just as good as sitting on the couch and watching him just drag defensive players to the coals.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Just go chase
some
cars.
Hey, and Marshawn Lynch, let's keep the F-bombs to the minimum.
I know.
Hey, my kid's watching this.
I really wonder how much they do get. I mean, they'll get fined. But it might be worth
I
it
hope so.
for
You can't say that on ESPN.
The whole thing's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
great.
really good. It would be better if they could not talk over each other sometimes, but it's just the nature of it right now.
Brent, real quick, Casey sent us a picture of JoJo Siwa. Do you recognize her?
Not a chance.
Really?
Okay, well,
no clue who that is.
Brent, go on your
I would have thought that was like your niece.
Yeah, well,
What?
certainly not.
My niece can't afford promo pictures like that, but that's not the point.
By the way, I mean, that girl right there, if I saw that right, she looks like she's 10.
Yeah, she's like a famous kid, but she's like older now. Anyway, go Google her car.
Why?
Go. You don't know what it looks like? Go type in JoJo Siwa car.
Casey, you know way too much about this young lady.
Yo, she's good on Dancing with the Stars. What do you want me to say?
So is Ian Shumpert, by the way, got perfect 10s.
I heard that he was very good.
But let's not talk about him on the sports show.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's go talk about Mike Tomlin and Mike Leach. How do we tie those two together? When we come back, Tuesdays from Top Golf, right here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly sunny and warm today, but lower humidity with highs in the lower 80s that make for a nice night tonight. Under clear skies will drop all the way down into the low 50s. And a partly sunny Wednesday with a high tomorrow of 79. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save thousands right now with Beard's unbeatable deals.
Know what time it is? It's time to get moving. Cora Physical Therapy has opened a new state-of-the-art clinic in Kingsland on Boone and Haddock, and will be opening another one soon in Brunswick. With Cora, you have access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. Cora is all about treating everyone right now. It's your move. Visit CoraPhysicalTherapy.com for a free screening. No physician's referral required. Same-day appointments available.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wings Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wings Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
Hey, boss, explain to me again why we're here at this pumpkin patch in the middle of the night.
I told you, since pumpkin prices have gone through the roof this year, we're going to swipe these babies so we can sell them and make a fortune.
I don't like it, boss. Why can't we go back to breaking into houses?
Because so many people have discovered Safe Touch security that it's putting us out of business. You know we stay away from Safe Touch houses.
I know, boss, but stealing pumpkins?
You got a better idea, Sunshine? I mean, between Safe Touch's 45-second response time, the two-way communicator...
Boss, wait. What is that? Over there near that big pumpkin.
Oh, no. Is that what I think it is?
Boss, it's a Safe Touch sign. The patch is wired.
Quick, get to the van.
I'm going, boss.
They must have video monitoring. Curse you, Lester Jackson.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, I hate Safe Touch.
Don't you know to stay away from Safe Touch houses? Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call 886-4664 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233. Are you bored from being bored? Then put a little excitement in your life in a great pre-owned from Arlington Toyota. Our friends over at Arlington have over 400 used available. 400! All makes and models. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. I'm excited. Are you excited? Then shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com for full details.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
The NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
I looked on Twitter over the weekend, and some people that I respect were like, oh, can you imagine Mike Tomlin in a room with a high school student closing a deal if he walked in the room? No, I couldn't, because I can't imagine Mike Tomlin wanting to go in and go tell some 17-year-old how great a football player he's going to be. Absolutely not. This dude is a great NFL coach. Great. Emphasize great. Look, there is a handful of coaches I would have wanted to play for in my career. He is one of them. That is a fantastic leader of men.
I think that's Jeff Saturday.
You betcha.
Tell me I nailed it. Yes.
Nicely done.
You know, I've said this prior, and I still haven't found this out. I've heard that Jeff Saturday sometimes has a place like in Amelia Island or something like that, so he frequents the area. But I'm not so sure how true that is. Maybe it is true, or maybe he just vacationed one time. Mike Tomlin to USC. Well, that ain't going to happen.
No. No.
You were a little surprised by it the other day, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when you talk about Mike Tomlin, he's a very well-respected head coach. And you're coaching, you know, one of the most storied franchises, I feel like, in the NFL. And why you would walk away from that to go pursue college football, the USC job was just I couldn't even fathom it. So, and I'm glad they put those rumors to bed right away.
Well, this is going to be a classic response. Like, this will be played for years and years down the road. I mean, this was great today, what he had to say. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz, Tuesdays from Top Golf. We are here again. It's beautiful. Got a nice breeze coming through. I mean, come on out, say hello, hit some golf balls, get some food and some drink. And come on out on Tuesday. Josh Scobie will be here at 5 o'clock, by the way. We don't have to talk kickers today, thankfully. No kicker talk today with Scobie. I mean, we don't want to talk football with Scobie. What does he know about football? He knows a lot about kickers.
I mean, I'm not sure why Tom Brady wasn't talking smack about punters and kickers last night.
That's right. Maybe he plays golf with those guys. Who knows?
That's a good point. Show a little more respect.
We'll have Scobie coming on in a minute. But the Tomlin stuff is fascinating to me, and I want you to listen to it. But I will say this. My biggest surprise about Mike Tomlin is just how angry he got over the question. Like, to me, it's a flattering thing, but he got like, how dare you ask about this? Listen to the thing in its entirety.
Hey, guys, I don't have time for that speculation. I mean, that's a joke to me. I got one of the best jobs in all of professional sport. Why would I have any interest in coaching college football? That'll be the last time that I address it. And not only today, but moving forward. Never say never, but never. Okay? Anybody else got any questions about any college jobs? There's not a booster with a big enough blank check. Anybody asking Sean Payton about that? Anybody asking Andy Reid about stuff like that?
So that's Mike Tomlin. Great line, by the way. Never say never, but never. And you can have a blank check. You know, listen, Urban Meyer was asked about this question a month ago.
Yeah.
I didn't think Urban Meyer did a bad job answering it, but he didn't do that.
But see, to me, it's a difference, though, between Tomlin and Meyer.
Oh, well, there's a big difference.
Yeah. You know, I think Tomlin took that as an insult because they're trying to – and I don't think this is the media's, goal here, but it's coming across like Tomlin can't handle the job in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, like he's not doing a good enough
He
job.
feels like Ben Roethlisberger's going to move on. Why not jump ship as well? So it's almost like, well, yeah, Tomlin's going to do the easy thing here and leave Pittsburgh when Ben's gone because, well, I mean, why would you want to stick around? Like,
so that's why he got so angry.
I feel like they're shortchanging Mike Tomlin, and he took offense to that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good call. I mean, I was wondering where the anger came from. And it's not necessarily directed at maybe the questioning, but how dare you say that I don't want to be here? This is one of the great positions in sports. I don't want to take the easy road out, right? It taps into his competitive side, perhaps. And by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if he's been asked around the building the last couple of days, and the Rooney family and everything's been saying, hey, just make sure your name is being out there, and he probably got ticked off about it, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't that,
yeah.
Which also shows you that these things get inflated and rumors just run, however they want. But it kind of brings up like Belichick in a sense. It's like Belichick after Brady didn't just say, hey, all right, I'm going to retire now. It's going to get hard. Sean Payton after Drew Brees didn't say, okay, I know I'm not going to have Drew Brees, but it's going to get hard. I want out. Yeah. And I guess that's a good point. That's why he's taken offense to it. I just look at it as a little bit different. It's like, especially in the collegiate world, all these coaches use it as a leverage to say, I'm going to go to the NFL. Yeah. We don't see it, and we talked about this yesterday, we don't see it on the other end of things to say, all right, I might go to USC. But keep in mind, these college jobs, you make more.
Yeah.
You make more potentially. So, like, it's okay to use a college job as a leverage if you want to do it. Agents love it. A lot of college coaches do this. We don't see NFL coaches do this. But I don't think we're going to see Mike Tomlin do it. I think that was an all-timer, just a classic response. And so Tomlin, I mean, Tomlin's a cool guy. I think he's done a fantastic job. He's a great coach. So all the things that everybody says about him, but now he just delivered one of the great sound bites when it comes to asking about a coach's job.
Coaching has been something that's never been really on my mind, or I've never had the motivation to be a coach. I just don't have the time or energy to put in to be successful and on that career path. But like, if I was sitting here and I had the option to whether I was going to be a head coach at a college or a head coach of an NFL team, I'm taking NFL all day. While you may make a lot more money in college and might have a lot more resources and maybe even the support in terms of boosters and everything, it's a lot more work, because not only are you a coach, you're a leader of men. Not only are you a leader of men, we have to go on the recruiting trail and sit in those kitchens and talk to those students. And it's just, to me, I don't want to call it babysitting. It's not babysitting, but it's a lot more on your plate as opposed to dealing with a bunch of grown men who, whether they're playing for money, a legacy, a Super Bowl, whatever the case may be, but they're still grown men. And, usually in terms of the culture building, it's probably a little easier than having to deal with kids straight out of high school with Twitter and TikTok and all this stuff. Well, and especially the NIL now as well.
Yeah, I mean, in recruit, it's just, there is no doubt, I wouldn't say it's easier because coaching is hard. And
coaching's hard regardless.
The pressure is enormous, right? Mm-hmm. And you can be very good. But I would say the lifestyle feels easier in the NFL. I mean, you can get out of there on a Friday. You can get out of there, if you're home even on a Saturday. You can't, in the off season, there is downtime. Mm-hmm. So, it's a tough gig. You put a lot of hours in, all that stuff. It's not necessarily a great family gig regardless.
Yeah.
But certainly feels better in the NFL. So we go from Mike Tomlin and that anger, which some would call flattery, in terms of being interested in the USC job and mentioned, to the other day, our friend Alyssa Lang catching up with Mike Leach after a win, and he had this to say about Halloween candy.
I completely hate candy corn. When I was a kid, gummy bears, let's see. Gummy bears for sure.
Sour or regular?
The Haribo. It's got to be the Haribo ones. And then the other thing I like is when they used to have the sprees in a box. Outstanding. You have to go to the dollar store to find it, but I do. And then the latest, there's still candy innovation, although a while back I found that Europe had better candy than we did overall because they have gummy everything. And then, they have those Nerds clusters, which is new.
The gummy.
Yeah, which is good. The Nerds clusters is good. And then if you go chocolate, probably Almond Joy.
Love it. Hopefully you'll get some of that next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
He's a national treasure. And Alyssa Lang, nice work. By the way, Alyssa's showing her age a little bit. She's still very young, going with sour or not on the gummy bears. I mean, that wasn't even an option as I was a kid, and I'm not that much older than Alyssa. But Mike Leach was probably like, so they make sour?
No, I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Although he was in on the nerd cluster, so maybe
the nerd cluster's big, man. Yeah, it's –
I love Mike Leach, man, and I love the fact that he likes gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy everything.
Yeah.
I'm with him. Gummy Lifesavers, I'm in on that now. You know, they got the gummy Skittles. I'm in on that. I'm a gummy guy.
Listen, I don't know if my son's going to play football or not when he's older, but, like, one of my biggest wishes is that he actually does pursue high school football and he gets a lot of looks. And if that is the case, I'm going to tell him, hey, make sure that you show Mississippi State some interest, because I just want to sit down at the table with Mike Leach, and I want you guys to sit at the table by yourselves, but I'm going to sit in the back, in the dining room here and sit in the back, and I want to hear what Mike Leach is going to do to pitch my son to go to a school, because what does that sound like? Because every time I hear a soundbite of Mike Leach, it's never about football. It's about the most outlandish things.
No doubt about it. How about the only bad part about Mike Leach? Almond Joy. I mean, really? That's where we went?
Yeah.
We went with Almond Joy?
Yeah. He's old school.
Does anybody like Almond Joy?
Not one person. Not one human besides Mike Leach.
What's the other coconut one? Isn't there something else like Almond Joy and something else?
Well, there's two of them. There's the red package and there's the blue one.
That's what I'm
Joy.
thinking of.
Yeah, well, what's the other one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mounds? No.
Maybe it is Mounds.
Is it Mounds?
It might be Mounds.
Sounds right.
But, like, my sister used to like those a little as a kid. Like,
yeah,
I didn't
Mounds
like
and Almond Joy.
Okay, so and she would eat. Like, I gave her all those. I was like, no way, I don't want that. I'll trade 5 of those for one, like Skittles or something.
Yeah, Almond Joy is trash as far as I'm concerned.
I think Amanda likes Almond Joy, actually, now that I think about it.
Well,
Amanda.
She has good taste, then.
I mean, she's got good taste in Battle of the Sunsets, but I'm not sure about her candy.
I was just never a big fan of,
good.
incorporating healthy stuff into candy bars. Like, I mean, because, almonds for the most part are healthy.
Yeah.
They're good for you. Like, I don't need healthy stuff mixed with my chocolate. I just don't need
Well, that's interesting you say that, because, like, the Hershey's bar, see, I'm not a chocolate guy, but I actually like milk chocolate a little. Like, not a lot.
This makes complete sense, Brett.
But not dark chocolate too much. Like, Hershey bar, I'd rather have the almonds in it to offset some of the chocolate.
Okay.
All right? But so when it comes to a Hershey bar, if you give me a Hershey bar or an almond, Hershey bar with almonds, I'm going with the Hershey bar with almonds.
Okay. See, I'm just going with neither. I'm just going peanut butter then. If you put peanut
Yes,
butter on
sir.
the Hershey
that's
bar,
fine.
I mean, come on.
Oh, that's
now.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's like a Fifth Avenue or something, right?
No, for sure.
Casey, what have I been getting? Payday, right?
Yeah, I've never seen a person buy a Payday. In 2 weeks now, Brent has gone to the Circle K and bought a Payday. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Because it doesn't feel as bad for you.
We talked about this in the other show. Do you know what the #1 selling candy bar in Florida is?
In Florida.
In Florida.
Not Payday.
No, but it's close.
There's so many. I mean,
it's close. I was shocked.
Don't tell me like peanut brittle, whatever that thing is.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever had one of these bars before.
Maybe it is
Florida.
Payday.
Be better.
No, it's not Payday. It's on the docket. I feel like
I probably won't get it.
$100,000.
Not a chance.
100 grand is very good.
Oh, Brent likes
Of course.
$100,000.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever had $100,000.
Oh my gosh, 100 grand is spent. Is it 100 or is it 1,000 grand?
Is it 1,000 grand?
Is it 1,000
100 grand?
I don't know.
I've never had one.
Brent, you didn't even know the name of it.
I don't care what it is. I like it. That's really good.
What's in it? I mean, can you help us out here?
Yeah, it's got it's got caramel. I'm a big caramel fan.
Yeah,
I like that.
I feel like caramel's in a lot of caramel's in a lot of stuff.
And
chocolate
and peanuts.
Oh, so it's got the nuts in it.
So it's kind of like it is. You're right. It has a little Payday feel with caramel and chocolate.
Okay. Nah, I'm out.
By the way,
I'm not mistaken. I haven't had one in a while.
Jacob on YouTube says Almond Joy is the bomb. Y'all tripping.
Well,
so there are two humans on the planet.
By the way, listen, they wouldn't still make it if people didn't like it.
Yeah.
But nobody really likes it, Jacob. Okay.
I'm just saying, unless the nuts are buttered, like peanut butter, then I'm in. If it's a solid nut in a candy bar, then no, I'm out. I don't need that crunchiness. No. I'm done. I'm out.
Let's get Submarine Mike in I guess he wants to talk Iceman on top of our candy talk. What kind of candy for a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and a hockey fan? Submarine Mike.
Oh, man, Reese Cup all the way.
Reese
Cup all the way.
Mike.
Yeah, but there's a big difference, by the way. Again, I I do not like Reese's Pieces, but I love
like the
Reese's
little
peanut butter cup.
Talking about the M&M
agree.
things,
Reese's
right?
Yeah, like
Pieces
oh
are
yeah,
good.
no.
ET8. I don't like those.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, peanut butter cups all day.
All right, Submarine Mike, what you
Peanut
got?
cup, yeah. Reese's Pieces are junk. Ugh. Anyway, but hey, by the way, you were absolutely right on fantasy football. The only reason I watched half of the games on Sunday was because I had players, and none of them did well because I had Chubb and Carson out, and I had Herbert and Mike Williams on a bye, so I was in a not a good place for fantasy football. So it was miserable.
Got to get
But
that
I will
IR
just say
spot.
that's the only reason I watched. But, man, it's good to be an Iceman fan right now. We dominated the Florida Everblades Saturday night.
Man, 5-1
win.
win. Yeah, I saw that. That was great stuff.
And it's just, I listened to it on the audio stream. Like, I didn't watch it on TV because you can get that package if you want to spend that money. That is available if you want to watch the away games. But they sounded like they were a different team than what we've seen in the past. This is definitely a different style of coach, and I think I like it a lot. I'm not making fun of the previous coach or anything like that. I just really like what I heard from Saturday night, and I'm pumped for November 6th. I mean, this is the best time of year. You got the World Series going on. You've got NHL. You've got Iceman hockey. You got NASCAR in the playoffs. You got college and pro football. And then you got those wimpy guys that dribble the little orange ball. I know some people like that too, but
The wimpy guys.
Submarine Mike, thanks, man. I appreciate you jumping
Thanks,
in
guys.
and promote the Iceman a little
like
bit because we got that coming up in a couple Saturdays. I actually lost track of the calendar. I thought it was coming up this Saturday. It's November 6th, which is next Saturday. But the Iceman did come off a very nice win. Meanwhile, maybe even more importantly, not more important than the Iceman, but just as important, Weber says no nuts in the 100 grain. It's crisp rice. Yes, it is.
Okay, well then can we
with caramel and chocolate? I'll go buy you one for tomorrow.
No, I'm good because rice.
Good, man.
No, because the rice
That's
is in. That's a Nestle's Crunch Bar, right? Doesn't Nestle's Crunch Bar have rice in it?
I think it does.
Horrible. Right, that crunchy fluff rice. No.
No, I'm telling you, try it with caramel.
I'm telling you. Okay.
If you haven't had,
Brent.
If you haven't had a 100 grain, you'll like it.
Okay, but I feel like I can just go get a Milky Way with caramel and chocolate and be happy.
Now listen,
I don't want
Milky
the rice
Way
in
not
it.
bad. Milky Way actually better than Snickers.
You said that like it was going to be controversial. Now listen here,
you're not wrong.
not bad.
Yeah, because I don't like the nuts.
I think most people would take Snickers.
Well, no, I think Snickers is more popular.
That's what I'm saying.
And obviously all their commercials would show that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Milky Way commercial.
Casey, you ever run anybody else that like Milky Way more than the Snickers?
My
most
mom
people would say Snickers.
My mom liked the Milky Ways.
Snickers isn't
I was a
bad.
big Milky Way guy. It's all right. Once again, just I don't like the peanuts. Just peanut butter, please.
YouTube is all over the candy, by the way. A lot of Twix love. Josh
Twix
says,
is
why
great.
is it so hard to find Reese Pieces? I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Can we agree? What do you think about Butterfinger? Worse.
Butterfinger's
right?
good. Jeff
Brent.
Cloud just checked in and said that's his favorite.
Butterfinger's
you know what
is
I
his
like?
favorite?
You know what I too like? I like the blast at Sonic with the Butterfinger in
Getting
it.
You better
stuck
believe
to
Been
your
your go-to lately.
Getting stuck to your teeth? Absolutely
Butterfinger's
not.
fine. Butterfinger's fine.
Oh,
More Halloween talk, I guess, throughout the week.
I
Let's
wish
get
we
back
would
to some
stop.
sports, although this is a hot topic. Maybe we should stay on it. I love that the old school candy still exists. It's kind of like cereal. It hasn't gone away. It hasn't been replaced. A lot of new school stuff
not wrong.
replaces the
No,
old school.
you're not
Right?
wrong.
But not candy, not cereal.
yeah.
Right?
A lot of remakes out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Tuesdays from Top Golf. Come on out and join us.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas.
Call 800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
So, have you noticed when you watch the news that lots of crimes are recorded on cameras, especially ding-dong doorbells? Well, that's because they don't have proper security systems with them. Cameras are very sophisticated today and have multiple options. That's why you should deal with the experts at SafeTouch Security. When combined with a SafeTouch security system, the possibilities are endless. And when the SafeTouch experts install your cameras, they're virtually hack-resistant. And SafeTouch never shares your internet or personal information. So for the latest info on NVR cameras, digital cameras, or cameras with cloud storage, SafeTouch can help you choose the cameras that are right for you and your family. And even the best camera needs a SafeTouch security system. Don't give the bad guys a doorway to invade your home and family. Call SafeTouch today and see the many options available to your home and business. You'll be surprised how affordable a new SafeTouch integrated system can be. Call now while we still have our most popular options available, or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF0000233.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
A healthier you is the first step toward a healthy baby. When planning a pregnancy, baby steps toward better health can deliver big results. Exercising regularly and eating a balanced diet will help you reach or maintain a healthy weight and increase the likelihood of a healthy baby. Taking a multivitamin containing folic acid every day helps prevent birth defects, and regular medical and dental checkups are especially important when planning for pregnancy. To learn more about taking your baby steps toward a healthy pregnancy, call Florida's Family Health Line at 1-800-451-2229.
Just be confident. Community First makes smarter banking simple so you can relax, knowing you're managing your money the right way, yours. Visit justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
Gator Bowl Young Professionals are hosting a networking social at Hyperion Brewing on Wednesday, October 27th at 5:30 p.m. Kickoff Florida-Georgia weekend. We are raffling off tickets to Florida-Georgia game, plus your first drinks on us when you RSVP at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Get stylish, durable flooring for your home that will last a lifetime, and get it installed with help from Lowe's. Get Stainmaster Pet Protect carpet starting at just $199 per square foot, and Pergo Wet Protect laminate starting at $249 per square foot, both with limited lifetime warranties. Order now, only at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Install available in-store only and through independent contractors. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. U.S. only. See Lowe's.com product detail page for more warranty information.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Joe Flacco is one of the coolest, down-to-earth guys. Never let the stardom get to him, even when he was winning championships, when he was in the AFC Championship. You know, he's in the AFC Championship as a rookie. Right, so this is a guy that, you know, went into a place like Baltimore who had a lot of alpha males, and he held his own.
That is Bart Scott.
You better believe it.
Brent Martineau, Austin Lane. Casey's like, here we go. It's time to go. We got a couple minutes to go in this segment. Candy was such a good topic.
By the way,
we should have kept it going.
It is still going. Now we got people on Facebook weighing in. It's just nonstop candy all the time here at ESPN 690.
Well, what's everybody saying, Casey? Because here's the thing. I was just thinking of this in the break. I was like, it's amazing. We held off on the Mike Leach stuff until today. Yeah. But my guess is yesterday, today, maybe even this week, this Mike Leach quote we'll have sports radio and radio in general around the country talking candy.
Of course.
But everybody loves the conversation.
Very seasonal.
I mean, it's a great conversation.
Shout out to Alyssa Lane for facilitating the conversation.
We appreciate
that.
And
do we dare say friend of the show?
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. Used to be an enemy in town, but now friend of the show. Worked at another station.
Oh, I gotcha.
On the TV side. But Alyssa Lane's doing great things, and no surprise that she brought that up because she loves to her thing on, I think, SEC Network is donuts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's like everywhere she goes and travels around the SEC, it's donut talk.
I know it's that, and she's also into Marvel stuff. I always see her post about, like
wasn't that the name of her like dog or something?
Yep, name of her dog as well.
See, we know these things.
Yeah, we do our research.
Why don't you come on the show again, Alyssa?
Yeah.
All right, Casey, what are we saying on Facebook and YouTube and other places about candy?
Yeah, so my guy Chase, who I'm actually friends with, I see now that I see his full name. What up, Chase? He said, I'm with Austin, not a fan of the nuts in my candy unless it's peanut butter.
Let's go.
We got some Twix love from Diesel on YouTube. We have another human that says Almond Joy is good, Twix is better. White Reese's is diabetes wrapped. That's a good one. And we got a lot of Twix love is what I'm getting at, some peanut butter love, and there are at least 3 people now that eat Almond Joy.
See, well, that's too bad. Reese's, I think Reese's Peanut Butter Cup kind of reinvented itself.
They have a couple times.
They have those, they almost feel like you're eating a Twix, but they got peanut butter and stuff in them. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, man.
I don't even know how to describe it. But if you go to the gas station, you can now get Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. You can get Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
But you can get like 3 other Reese's Peanut Butter Cup kind of branded things.
Well, they have ones with like chips in them now, like potato chips is a thing.
Potato chips?
Yeah, they put potato chips in.
But they got a wafer kind of thing,
It's called the
too, right?
Big Cup potato chips.
Yeah, I've not tried that one.
Yeah, I don't need to. You know?
The big Reese's Peanut Butter Cup kind of scares me.
They have pretzels in them, too, now.
Okay,
Big Cup
too
pretzels.
much. Maybe I'm not talking about
Just
that.
stick with what got you there.
Yeah, get the the wafer was a good touch.
Stick to the basics.
It was almost like, the cookie, the sugar wafer cookie that you get? Like it
Yeah,
has
yeah,
vanilla,
yeah.
chocolate, strawberry, like as a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
it's almost like they put that and combined it with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup on this other thing.
Yeah.
I like that thing's really good.
Yeah. I just feel like you just have to show up with your Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
That's a good point.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
All right, well, we have to go.
We
to
got
break.
another $100,000 comment from Paul. He likes the $100,000. So
100 grand is, listen, I'm going to bring in 100 grand for you guys. Casey, you've had it, right?
No.
Oh, my God.
Why would I have 100 grand when there's peanut butter cups?
Right. Why would I pick the 100 grand?
Why would I go? I'm like, you know what? I mean, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but today I want something a little less good.
It's kind of like Brent going down the candy aisle 3 times and then picking the Payday again.
I know, but Payday just doesn't seem like you're eating as bad. It's like it's the same 230 calories, but it doesn't feel like it.
See, you feel
You know
better
what I
about
mean?
yourself?
I do.
Brent, if you're going to eat a candy bar, go all out. Okay?
I know. But
It's like eating a pizza. If you're eating a pizza,
the
you
thing
go all
about
out.
100,000 grand or whatever the heck it's called.
Can you pronounce
it? You know what? It's got to be the same maker as whatever comes in those big assorted bags at the Halloween time.
Good call.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
and
are.
So,
in there,
and they
aren't they?
throw those in there, and they're good. They're good. I'm going to bring you guys. You're going to love them. But by tomorrow, you guys will love them. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 live Tuesdays from Top Golf. Come on out. Say hello. Be here until 6.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The Center for Health and Sports Medicine delivers an individualized 360-degree approach to your health, providing a whole-person approach to primary care and sports medicine. With primary care and sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, the Sports Performance Lab, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art wellness center, all under one roof, they'll work to maximize your health by creating a foundational focus on physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. The MD VIP program provides even more benefits, like appointment guarantees and after-hour care. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts, jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper, so many flavors to choose from, and of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
The Wawa Foundation has launched its Breast Cancer Awareness Fund, formed to provide financial assistance to local nonprofits helping patients and families meet basic needs during active breast cancer treatment, as well as organizations advancing prevention methods or providing access, research, or treatment. The Breast Cancer Awareness Fund is a Wawa Foundation key issue grant fund with $200,000 available to be distributed to select nonprofits. Interested nonprofit organizations can apply at thewawafoundation.org.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
2010, the NHL has fined the organization $2 million for mishandling the sexual assault allegations. With his name thrown about in connection to coaching vacancies at USC and LSU, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin emphatically denied he's contemplating a move to the college ranks, says it's a joke. He's got one of the best jobs in professional sport. Tomlin is built for the NFL, according to ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
This dude is a great NFL coach. Great. Emphasize great. That is a fantastic leader of men. You want to play for a guy like that. You want to go put your head through the wall for a guy like that. Talking about that he would look or entertain some other job is a freaking joke.
Jeff Saturday on This Just In. Braves tonight play their first World Series game since 1999 when they take on an Astros team in the Fall Classic for the 3rd time in 5 years. Game 1, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Sign up with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I never really looked at them as a dynasty because 2 Super Bowls, a playoff AFC appearance, but you only won 1 Super Bowl. If had you won 2 in a 3-year period or 2 in a 4-year period with promising, looking like you getting ready to get a couple more in the next couple years, then we can start talking dynasty.
Well, that was Keyshawn. Who was he
Yeah,
talking
what
about?
was he talking about?
Talking about the Chiefs.
Chiefs. I was going to say it, dude. Dang it.
Now, the reason that we played that is because we were supposed to do some Round the NFL, also some rookie QB report card, but we had candy on the brain. We threw it all out.
Oh, it is Tuesday, yeah.
So I don't know where we are show-wise, so that's why I played that. We could kind of figure it out on the fly. But the candy is still taking over. It's on my brain, so that's kind of where we are. I just wanted to put that out.
Well, we just came out. Austin's really good at this stuff. He comes up. We had the chicken sandwich taste test, which was kind of fun. It wasn't unbelievable radio, but it was okay.
It's good for us.
It was better than drafting fantasy live on radio.
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
That was my bad.
Well, that wasn't your bad.
That was my idea.
We try things.
Was there an IR spot that year?
No. But I auto-drafted and finished second. So, because I couldn't get it, because the reason why I auto-drafted because I was logged into his Milwaukee Bucks ESPN thing because he had stolen mine, I think.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, you know how like ESPN kind of caters to what you want?
Yeah.
And I was wondering all this time why Milwaukee Bucks and the Brewers and everything showed up on my favorites on ESPN. Well, that's because Austin made it that way.
Because you gave me the mistake of giving me the password and the username.
Yes.
Who knows who has the password and username these days?
Yeah, no doubt.
Anybody could have it.
The Russians, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Am I allowed to say that?
I mean, you did. You're good.
When in doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking a little more domestic, but Russians it is, you know. Okay.
Hopefully they like the Brewers.
Yeah, hopefully they like the Brewers.
So let's go around the NFL, Casey. We're live at Top Golf. Tuesdays at Top Golf. Josh Scobie will join us in an hour. We'll have some more fun. Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz. And we talked a lot of NFL yesterday, but we still have plenty of NFL to talk today. Where are we going? Let's do it.
And we're going to the Chiefs, ironically. I couldn't have planned that out better, and I didn't even mean to. But the question is, have we seen the best of this Chiefs run?
Yeah, I think we did. I would bet against the Chiefs now. And it's not – first of all, it's a little bit Murphy's Law. I think we always want to say, okay, who's the hottest thing, the next thing. Keep in mind, Seattle has had a heck of a run. All right, and I'm not saying that's even over. As long as they have Russell Wilson, they might be able to build it back up. But if you really look at since they came on board and the Legion of Boom and all that stuff, and back-to-back Super Bowl appearances and one win, they really should have won two, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at that, what they were able to do, that's a heck of a run. I mean, is that the second best run to the Patriots, really, over like a 5 or 6 year stretch? It might be, given that kind of success. Two real good chances to win a Super Bowl. You look at what Kansas City did going back-to-back and now what they've done with Mahomes and what they have with Andy Reid. They are going to be good. But are they going to dominate the NFL? Probably not. It's just not the nature of the NFL, number one. And I'm not sure you can keep everything cooking the same way. People figure you out a little bit. You might have an off year. You get injuries. There's too many other things that go into it, I think, to allow Mahomes and the Chiefs to make this 10-year run of success. Yeah. And so I would bet against it. Now, I wouldn't bet against Mahomes coming back and being, for another 2-year stretch and 3-year stretch, being able to figure it out with good drafting, free agency. I just don't think this is going to be this elongated run like many people thought basically the Patriots were, and not even 20 years, but take an 8 to 10-year window. I just don't think it happens a lot. I think the Patriots were such an outlier in that, and I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to do that. And by the way, sooner or later down the road, they'll lose Andy Reid, and he's a critical part of it.
He is. It's such a rags to riches kind of story where they go 2-14 and then they get Patrick Mahomes, and all of a sudden they're a Super Bowl contender, and for the past couple of years, we were ready to grant Patrick Mahomes as the next Tom Brady. Now, we'll see what happens with Patrick Mahomes, but, I've watched a guy with Aaron Rodgers be successful with a lot less talent. So then it begs the question, well, how talented is Patrick Mahomes? I'm not going to write the guy off because we have seen the good of the good, and guess what? It's fantastic. Now, he has the supporting cast around him. And for me, it's hard to pick against a team, going years and years forward that has one of the best tight ends in the league, that has one of the best wide receivers in the league. Offensive line, obviously a work in progress, but that can be addressed in the offseason and in the draft. So, and you have Andy Reid, who I have a lot of respect for as a coach. So when you have that formula, I don't think the Chiefs are done yet. Now, it's been a horrible season. It's been a very disappointing season, but if it's not this year, I do see them rising again. They have to address some stuff on defense, obviously, as well. But, if we've learned in the NFL, sometimes having a top 10 defense isn't needed in this modern era NFL.
Yeah, I think you're right, but you got to be somewhat – you be halfway decent.
No, I know. I know.
And the Chiefs, I would just bet against – it's like – this is going to be a little bit weird, but I feel like they've lost their mojo – really all in about what would it be, like a 2-week span when they got the Super Bowl, right? And then everything that happened with Andy Reid's son and everything like that, right? Sure. And that was off the football field. But I just it feel like all of a sudden everything that was cooking and moving in the right direction, it was like they got blasted in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they had that, which is just tragic for that family more so than anybody else. It's just all of those circumstances in like a 10-day window, whatever that was, feels like it kind of derailed this momentum the Chiefs had. It's almost like it put it on pause a little bit. Mm-hmm. And now it appears like it might have even set them back a little bit. So I just feel like the momentum of the Kansas City train, for a variety of reasons, has certainly been stalled for now.
And it's hard not to agree with you there. Do you think Patrick Mahomes
is a top 3 quarterback in this league.
Absolutely.
So
listen, if you could redraft everybody, you're taking Herbert, you're taking Lamar Jackson, you're taking Mahomes. Everybody's taking Mahomes.
So with that being said, when you have probably the best quarterback right now in the NFL, and I got Tom Brady, but you have Patrick Mahomes, it's hard to bet against that. It really is.
All right, Casey.
If you read the rundown, this one was in rapid fire, but I'm calling an audible because I think it's interesting. And the question is, who wins the AFC North?
I think I crazily might have picked Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, but we're going to throw that out.
Well, I also don't know if it's over. It's a long way to go here. It's still 10, 11 weeks in the season for some, and it takes 3 weeks to put your season on notice.
Yeah.
Ask the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
The Titans looked like they lost to the Jets. Like, what's going on? Bam! They go beat the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Chiefs could still turn this around, but they don't look anything great. So, Baltimore's been a little fortunate, in my opinion, to be where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati
is the most complete team.
They might be the most complete team, but I put my money on them, right?
Yeah.
We are so hesitant to put my money. This is the way people must have felt about Jacksonville in 2017.
True.
Right? It must have been like, yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
But they're the Jaguars.
Yeah.
But the Browns have been like that the last couple of years, right? You don't want to go all the way in on the Browns because you're like, ugh. And right now I'm off on the Browns because they're out of sync. They're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield is, again, he's hurt. All right,
Yeah,
I'm not going to.
Chubb's hurt.
Yeah, they got everybody
Hunt's hurt. Yeah.
And so I don't know what to think about the Browns. I'm telling you, I probably. What's Pittsburgh's record in the AFC North?
They're 3-3 overall right now.
Is that it? They're 3-3.
Yeah.
And so they're really only like a game and a half back of Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati is
5-2. So you got two 5-2 teams, a 4-3, and a 3-3.
Yeah. Here's what I'd say, guys. I think the most electric potential team, the team that's overcome already adversity to be where they're at, the team that has a bunch of playoff experience, I think it's the Baltimore Ravens. I think I'd probably at this stage pick the Baltimore Ravens to edge out both the Bengals and the Steelers because I'm not eliminating the Steelers. I think the Steelers might have played their worst football during that 3-game stretch, and now they're bouncing back.
Man, see, as I look at these teams, and I'm reminded of, all right, what team is going to be the most beneficial once it starts to be November and December with that cold weather? And one would say, well, it's Baltimore because they can run the ball and they're a very physically demanding team. But guess what? So is Cincinnati. Cincinnati is capable of running the ball, and they play great defense.
But it doesn't seem they haven't won by running the ball yet.
No, but it's a nice compliment to their passing game, though. Is what I'm trying to say. I would probably lean towards Baltimore, but it's closer than I ever imagined it would between Baltimore and Cincinnati. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati won the division, but I got to give the advantage still to Baltimore.
Answer your own question here, Casey. Who do you think?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but see, I think Austin just brought up a great point.
Wintertime in the AFC North is a different brand of football.
It is. It's a different brand. And one how I always say, are they seasoned enough? Are they ready for that? Are they ready to take that step?
Yeah.
Well, you got to be really dynamic to overcome that. Right, and maybe offset a team that is seasoned, like the Steelers, like the Ravens, who feel that way and know what to do at that time of year. And so I think you just brought up a great point. Their run game, they have one, but they have not really leaned on it. Will they be able to turn the tables in December and lean on the run game when the wind is howling in Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, and be able to control the line of scrimmage, dictate play? I would not buy into that if I'm Cincinnati, because the reason why Cincinnati is where they're at right now, quite frankly, it's because of Burrow and Chase. Now, they have a no-name defense that's played well. They do have Mixon they're getting some production from. Their offensive line is better. There's other factors. But the reason why the league is on notice because of the Bengals is because of the rookie receiver and the second-year quarterback.
But let's be honest, Brent, the reason right now, and this could change, obviously, but the reason why the Ravens are where they are right now is because of Lamar Jackson's arm more than his running ability.
It is, but he's still running for like 90 a game now.
But it is because of Mark Andrews. It is because of Marquise Brown. Not because of Latavius Murray. Not because of Dante Freeman. But to prove the point, though, I think once the cold weather does hit, that's when Lamar Jackson gets unleashed, and then good luck trying to stop him.
Well, and not only that, but you just said something interesting. They like to go to tight ends and really utilize it. I'm not saying Cincinnati doesn't, but Mark Andrews in cold weather can be a factor.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, I'm not sure he's going to put up these kind of numbers in December is the point. You know, he might.
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
I think that's a harder thing to rely on. So I just thought I like the way you bring that up, and that would get me off Cincinnati and want to see it in December, because that is a tough division to play in now, the deeper you get into the calendar year.
It's fascinating that, Latavius Murray is what it is, and then you've got Le'Veon Bell, and you've got all these guys, and you're like, I don't know. Like, I know Lamar's their number one running back, but their running game, like, it could all of a sudden go bad because these guys are veterans who could get hurt. They've been hurt. Latavius Murray is hurt. And now Joe Mixon has been hurt. I get that, but they're getting P. Ryan involved. So I think it's just fascinating how you look at that. I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, don't move on for a second because I like what you said there. Don't they Ravens feel a little bit like Denver used to feel, where you could just roll anybody in there in the backfield and they'd take off.
Doesn't
like their
matter.
scheme was good. Their blocking was good. Their backs were good, but it didn't matter. It's like, holy cow, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
It's kind of like how the Patriots do it.
Yeah, a little bit. And the Ravens are that. They have a style. They know their style. They know their scheme. And by the way, they're doing it with guys that have done it before in the league. I mean, Murray's done it before, right?
Yes.
Bell's done it before. These guys are kind of hungry, and they have enough in the tank. So it's fascinating. It's a good conversation, and I think it should be a hell of a division down the stretch.
And that's why we audibled from the rapid fire, because that needed some time. Another thing that might need some time is if you guys were in charge of the Bears, what do you do today? Do you fire the coach? Do you trade everybody? Do you try to acquire pieces to help out your rookie quarterback? What do you do?
That's a really good call. I think I would probably sooner than later fire Nagy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's helping their situation. And the quicker you separate from that, the better. I think I would also be willing to trade some pieces because I've got a long way to go to help out Justin Fields. And so if you can start to acquire pieces, meaning draft picks, to do that, or if you feel like there's something out there that you're going to invest in for the future and you can trade for, then I would go that route if I was Chicago. I am not sitting around waiting for this thing to get right. I'm trying to make it immediately a little bit better for Justin Fields, and maybe firing the coach doesn't do that, but I think it could. Yeah. And then I'm really looking at this almost, how can I speed up a rebuild now that I know I have my quarterback? I've got some decent pieces on defense that I might want to keep around, but I want to kind of rethink this whole thing, and how can I do it right now in free agency and in the April draft?
Yeah, Chicago, man. You know, we always talk about, you know, the window of an NFL team where it is short in terms of how much success you can have, how much time you can make that Super Bowl run, unless you're the New England Patriots and then it's thrown out the window. But like with Chicago, their calling card, it seems like the past decade, has been their defense. They have relied on their defense, you know, to really win ball games. And they have never really had the help of their offense, it seems like, in the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, when you had Mitch Trubisky, when you had Nick Foles, it wasn't getting the job done. You get the opportunity with Justin Fields now, and you think, okay, this is going to look different. This is going to change because you have an offensive-minded coach who came under Andy Reid, who can show something new, something exciting for this Bears offense, and you haven't seen it. So I don't think the playoffs are really in play this year. If I'm management, I give Nagy one more chance, and I'm like, either you show me something with Nagy or you show me something with Justin Fields that I should be excited about, or you're gone. It's simple as that, because after all the draft capital you spent to get Justin Fields, and then to just put him behind center, drop back, and say be a regular quarterback, you're not doing that guy any favors. So I give him one more game. If it looks different, then I stick with him for the rest of the season. If it doesn't, I'm clearing house, and I'm also having a fire sale because you're going to need draft picks. You got to rebuild this team. You need an offensive line. You're going to need more defenders because you're going to lose some guys. You've seen a lot of things right now with the Chicago Bears.
Hey, let me add one more piece to this, too. If you're Chicago, you have to be real with yourself. You can't compete with Green Bay right now. No. Aaron Rodgers does own you, and so do they. Minnesota's better than you. Their record is like the same, I think, or just about, but they're better than you. And then look around the NFC. That's where you compete. You've got the Bucs. You've got the Rams. You've got the Cardinals. You've got the Cowboys. and that's outside your division. You know, you have a long way to go. And that's why I would utilize the deadline, free agency, draft right now to try to reset this thing in a hurry. And Nagy's not it. Like I told you, Fangio's not it. Nagy's not it. We know it. We know how that's going to end. It's just a matter if you do it now, do it in a few weeks, do it in December, do it at the end of the year. And I don't know if that makes a big difference, but I would start planning on redoing this thing in a hurry, and it starts now at the deadline.
The Bears got to figure it out. One team that did figure it out, though, is the Rams. However, they trailed the Lions the entire first half, except for the last-second field goal, and win the game due to an interception in the end zone by a guy that wears number 5 for the Rams. I'll let you figure that out yourself if you're listening. The question is, what does this do for the Rams? Is this a good thing to be losing to a Lions team that has not won a game? You face adversity and you come back and win, or is it just a win?
Yeah, I think it's just a win. I don't really think there's much here. I think this is the Lions. They're going to fight you tooth and nail, and they probably can't. They're not good enough to win. I mean, it's like we talked about with the Jags. I mean, this game to me had a lot of the makings of the Jags and Cardinals. You know, where the Lions looked pretty good for a bit, but they can't sustain that against a team that's as talented as the Rams. And quite frankly, the Jags were playing against a team like Arizona that, you know, is much better than them. Probably didn't bring their A game that day and had a chance and then made a catastrophic mistake on the flea flicker, and that was it. So I look at it a little bit like that, and I don't really think there's a lot to take away from the Rams. I think if you're a good football team, if you're Green Bay, who hasn't won in a sexy way, you find ways to win games sometimes, and it doesn't always look right. I just notched this one under that for the Rams. There's a lot of emotion going on, the Goff stuff, the Stafford stuff. I just think, hey, you know what? Whatever. Let's move on to the next one.
Casey, it's a great question, and I think that this is a confidence booster for the Los Angeles Rams of how that game played out, because there was a lot going into it. Obviously, Jared Goff returns, Matthew Stafford now in L.A., so there was that whole storyline. But, you know, the Lions come out right away, and they get a touchdown, and it's like, okay, you know, these Lions came to play today. And to me, the special teams, the Super Bowl running kind of teams, are the teams that can quell, the momentum changes, if you will. And if you watch that Lions-Rams game, Dan Campbell did everything in his power to try to steal possessions. They had an onside kick. After that, they had a fake punt. Oh, and by the way, they had another fake punt right after that as well. So you're talking about 3 special teams, trick plays that got them the ball back. That's 3 extra possessions. That's 3 extra times that momentum drastically changed for the Detroit Lions in their favor. And guess what? The Rams answered the call. Yeah, it was a close game. The Lions shouldn't even be able to compete with the Rams. But it goes to show you that if you can quell that momentum and you can still find a way to win that game when, the stats, the odds say, man, if a team kicks an onside kick and has 2 fake punts against you and gets 3 extra possessions, it's hard to win that game. Well, the Rams did. So I think it's going to add a little extra momentum. It's going to give them a little extra confidence going forward.
I'm glad I asked the question. And by the way, speaking of fake punts, if you have the new Madden game, fake punt every time. Works
really?
Yeah, dude.
There's
4th
a glitch
and
in the
19.
system.
Yeah, they just
works every time.
There's a glitch in the system.
They run the block, and next thing you know, your gunners are wide open. Now, granted, you got to have some decent gunners that can catch the football, but it works every time. Anyway, rapid fire. We'll do it really quick. The Raiders are now atop the AFC West standings. Will they finish there?
No, I think the Chargers probably catch them.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
think so too.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
That was quicker than I thought. All right, good. Rapid fire. One more. How did the Jets beat the Titans? Just in general.
I don't know. Now, again, the Titans were without. That was the game they were out with Julio and A.J. Brown, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Julio should just be out anyway. But go on.
So they're out with those two. There were a couple of. I watched some of that game in the second half, and Zach Wilson threw a prayer one time playing a little backyard football. They were able to get it amongst 2 Titans. I mean, he just made a couple of those kind of plays. And listen, the Titans can do this. The Titans are not like every time out going to look like they did against the Chiefs and the Bills. Yeah. Like they can come back down to your level. I mean, they didn't overly impress me here in Jacksonville, when they were here.
Yeah.
You remember the first early games of the season? They could have easily been 0-2. Well, in Seattle, it's not that great, right? So I don't know. I think you'll see this Titans team show up like that again. I'm not sure they lose to the Jets, but it might be to the Jags in December, you know?
Yeah, so how did the Jets beat the Titans? I too did watch, I watched a majority of this game, and A.J. Brown, Julio Jones being out had a lot to do with it, but also the offensive line of the Tennessee Titans. I believe the Jets had 7 sacks, if I'm not mistaken, 7 quarterback sacks. Anytime you're standing like there back in the pocket, you're getting hit nonstop. That's going to affect your confidence. That's going to affect your style of play. So I think that had something to do with it as well. And, yeah, when you had Corey Davis have a good day and the Titans secondary that's been kind of meh the whole season, that's how the Jets won. Oh, and Quincy Williams.
That is
Quincy
fair.
Williams played great in that game. That was a little less rapid fire in terms of how quick we handled that one. Sorry. Let's take a break. Tuesdays at Top Golf continues. Now we do our rookie report cards. And Trevor Lawrence just sitting on an A from last week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How about that? You got to like that. Hopefully he's on the beach, Halloween party,
College
whatever it's
credit for Trevor Lawrence.
And what about the other guys? Tough week for some, good week for others. And how much does Mac Jones continue to impress at the NFL level? We talk about it when we come back. Tuesdays from Top Golf. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Game 1 of the World Series tonight. We've got it here on ESPN 690. Astros, Braves. It's coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starts at 7, immediately following the Mike Norvell Florida State Coaches Show. Busy lineup tonight on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly sunny and warm today, but lower humidity with highs in the lower 80s that make for a nice night tonight. Under clear skies will drop all the way down into the low 50s, and a partly sunny Wednesday with a high tomorrow of 79. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save thousands right now with Beard's unbeatable deals.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
So, have you noticed when you watch the news that lots of crimes are recorded on cameras, especially ding-dong doorbells? Well, that's because they don't have proper security systems with them. Cameras are very sophisticated today and have multiple options. That's why you should deal with the experts at SafeTouch Security. When combined with a SafeTouch security system, the possibilities are endless. And when the SafeTouch experts install your cameras, they're virtually hack-resistant. And SafeTouch never shares your internet or personal information. So for the latest info on NVR cameras, digital cameras, or cameras with cloud storage, SafeTouch can help you choose the cameras that are right for you and your family. And even the best camera needs a SafeTouch security system. Don't give the bad guys a doorway to invade your home and family. Call SafeTouch today and see the many options available to your home and business. You'll be surprised how affordable a new SafeTouch integrated system can be. Call now while we still have our most popular options available, or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF0000233.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
Get back to high fives and family reunions. Get back to hugs and happy hour. Get back to game day and Sunday service. Get back to being Jax. No matter how much we wish, we can't go back to the time before COVID. But we can reset by getting the vaccine. The vaccine is safe, it's effective, and the more you know, the more confident you will feel in your decision. So get the facts about the vax. Visit getthefaxjax.org.
Okay, I get it. So the summer season's almost over, but that's why we live in Florida. And that's why our friends at Arlington are doing fall Florida style with hot temps and even hotter deals. Get to Arlington Toyota today because they have 400 new Toyotas available with interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com for full details.
This following message is brought to you by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and its radio station.
This is Craig Fugate, the former director of Florida Emergency Management. In this time of COVID, you need to update your hurricane preparedness plan. That means knowing what evacuation zone you live in, and in order to leave, you need to go. Take your pets and stay with family or friends, or at an inland hotel. Shelters are another option. Know your zone, know your home. For more information, go to floridastorms.org. That's floridastorms.org.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstart batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jackson. After you listen to us from 3 to 6 today, listen to the FSU Coaches Show from 6 to 7. Then Game 1 of the World Series. Coverage starts at 7. The game is at 8 right here on ESPN 690.
I go back to Case Keenum a week ago Thursday night and Kevin Stefanski. In that first drive, they go 75 yards. 5 plays, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. The ball was never thrown past the line of scrimmage. Boots, waggles, misdirection, and it put a backup quarterback in the best chance to be successful against Denver. And I think where a lot of people are disappointed with the Bears is Justin Fields is a young quarterback. There's going to be ups and downs, but put him in the best chance to be successful. His best game this year was against Detroit. Completed 64% of his passes. They ran for 188 yards. When he's played well, they've been balanced, and that's a symptom to a much bigger problem.
My man Mike Tannenbaum By the way, I saw on the YouTube feed or some of the feeds it said Brent is talking about Reese's Sticks. I guess they're called Reese's Sticks.
Reese's Sticks?
Remember I said the wafers mixed in with the Reese's peanut butter cup thing?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like almost like a Twix.
Okay. Yeah, no.
The candy,
I'm
the
sorry,
candy talk has
Kit
not
Kat.
stopped.
Kit Kat. That's what it kind of is. More resembles the Kit Kat.
Okay.
I said Twix. My bad. It
Okay.
wasn't. It looks more. You know how that you can break off the.
I got you.
The Kit Kat.
Break you up a piece.
Yeah, that was a good commercial.
Yeah. Catchy.
That was a big commercial when I was a kid.
Catchy. Oh yeah. I was there, man. I know.
By the way,
I don't know. I never know with you guys in your ages.
I was there.
I'm more of when Andy Bernard was talking about it on The Office and he couldn't remember it. If you're an Office fan, you get it. If not, you should
I
watch
have
it.
actually seen that episode. I haven't seen a lot of The
you
Office,
better believe it.
but I know what you're talking about.
He was trying to break you off a piece of that applesauce. But anyway.
Wholesome comedy right there in The Office.
Very good. Matthew on YouTube wants to know, are we in or are we out on mint chocolate?
No, I mean, I'll go mint chocolate chip ice cream, but not on – I don't need the
It's
candy bar
like those Andes mints like after dinner.
Well, now that's a different story. It's the only reason I went to
thought
Olive
you
Garden
don't like
for a while.
chocolate.
Yeah, anything with it, like the mint stuff was good there. I told you that's a milk chocolate.
Okay, it's the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
It's
you.
weird. I don't like brownies. I don't like fudge. I don't like chocolate ice cream's the worst.
Fudge is just extra.
Chocolate cake is terrible.
Fudge is just chocolate trying to be extra.
Like, I almost throw up looking at chocolate cake.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know when people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable! Look at that!" I'm like, I want to throw up in the other direction.
Even like a chocolate cupcake. I mean, go ahead and give me like a nice buttercream or like a nice cream cheese frosting with like a little. Yes, give me something else.
You know where this came from? I think I've told you before.
Mouth is watering, by the way. What?
That it came from. The reason why I don't like chocolate is when I was a kid in elementary school. I was at Aiken School in Seekonk, Massachusetts at the time, and they used to bring. Do you guys have Hoodsie cups? You ever hear of a Hoodsie cup?
Is that like the ice cream?
So it was like the little ice cream. Kind
of
like you'd peel off the top.
Yep.
And it has half vanilla, half chocolate.
Yeah, and then you had like the wooden stick or like the wooden spoon.
Stick.
Okay,
yeah,
no,
spoon.
never mind.
So, you probably have something like it, Casey.
Well, we had the peel off. Yeah, we had that.
We didn't call them Hoodsie cups.
No, that was like the brand. of it.
Oh no, we had Swans.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen those too. The yellow container. Is that a yellow container?
No,
ours were yellow, but they gave us a spoon
with like a white top.
All right. Well, ours was Hoodsie. Maybe Hoodsie went out of business when you guys got to elementary school. I don't know. But bottom line is, like, I had that one time in school, and threw up. like I was a first grader or something.
Vomit talk again with Brent Martin.
Yeah, and so, like you know how sometimes you associate things, then you get sick. And like really sick.
Yeah, but are you lactose intolerant? Why'd you throw up?
I might have just been sick.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that's the reason why you think you don't like chocolate.
I think that was the start of it.
Okay.
I think that was the start of it. And then after that, I was like, chocolate ice cream, no way, right?
Yeah.
Chocolate cake, and then as I got a little older, like I'll try a little something chocolate here. I'm like, that's not as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But overall, I'm still like, when most folks think chocolate, they're like, to die for.
No, for sure.
I think chocolate, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Well, and I told this story before, but the reason why I didn't get into sweets a lot as a kid, because my grandma, growing up with her, used to tell me that if I eat too much chocolate, too much sugar, I'm going to get worms. So, like, that was the end of that. Because I'll be honest with you, as a child, like as a first grader, having worms in your stomach didn't really sound that appealing to me.
Still doesn't sound appealing, by the way.
Scary, right?
That is pretty scary.
Yeah, shout out to my grandma. I mean, hey, if your kid's eating too much sugar, just say they're going to have worms, and then case closed.
I think we have Steven on the line, so now instead of rookie QBs, we're talking candy. So let's get Steven real quick, and then we'll get to the rookie QBs.
Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Very interesting topic, but I gotta ask you, Austin, me and you same age, 34, correct?
I'm gonna turn 34 here in about a month or so. But yeah, we're pretty close. Pretty it's the same ballpark.
Okay, same age. So you probably had the same thing back then. Me and my wife had the same old spat every year. She wants to go get my two little girls her trick or treat buckets. I asked you guys, what happened to just taking off your pillowcase off your pillow?
Yeah, that's a good call though. How old are your little girls?
I got a 5 and a 2-year-old.
Yeah, but that's your wife's right on this. So that's still the bucket territory. I mean, that's like you want the pumpkin bucket or the whatever bucket. Like, but you go to the sheet or the Halloween the pillowcase to when you get to like teenage years.
No, for sure. So when you're a little munchkin, if you will, it's all about being cute. So you have to have the bucket that's decorated because let's be honest, in terms of going with your parents, you're not going to be carrying that much candy, right? So, I mean, you get a little bucket full, you call it a day. When you get a little older, we're talking maybe, that 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade years when all of a sudden you're out by – well, I don't know if you're out by yourself anymore with these times. But back to the day when I was out by myself, that's where you get the pillowcase because now you're going more for – it's going to be like the Oregon Trail. You're going for long distance here.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting all the candy.
You don't even care if you eat the candy. You just want to fill up the pillowcase.
You're stocking up. You're stocking up like a crazy person afraid of the rapture, and you have a bomb shelter. So you have that pillowcase full of candy because, man, you have to hit every single house. So I think the younger you are, go with the bucket. Older you get, when it's more about getting all the candy, pillowcase it is.
All right, Steven, come for the sports, stay for the parenting 101. We're here for you, man. Hope he has a good Halloween.
Yeah.
Let's get to the rookie report card, will we?
Let's get to it.
Let's do it right now. Trevor Lawrence on a bye week, sitting on a nice performance, of course, against Miami, his first win. Zach Wilson, not so good a performance. Got hit a couple of times, out for a month, but wasn't playing well to begin with. Can't seem to get off to the good start. I think I gave Zach a D. Yeah. Sorry, Zach, but they need to get – I don't understand. You'd think the starts would be better. They're scripted plays. You had a week to prepare for it. Yep. The Jets can't get off to a fast start. I mean, like we talked about this yesterday. The stats are insane in the first quarter for the New York Jets.
Yeah, not a good look with Zach Wilson. Obviously, being hurt doesn't help things. I gave Zach Wilson a detention. So I guess you can say he got a D as well, but I gave him detention just because, it's not fair to give him a complete grade because he didn't finish the game. He obviously got hurt. Hopefully he heals up, gets better. But you're in detention, dude.
All right, let's go to where are we going? Justin Fields and not good. I think
1.1 fantasy points, by the way, for those of you keeping track at home.
I love how you did say detention, bye week, detention, and hurt. These have gone from grades to name your favorite word to describe your quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a D for Justin Fields.
I gave him an F+.
Yeah,
five turnovers. Obviously a horrible showing. But at the same time, I gave him the plus because, the play calling, not that great. Offensive line help, not that great. So he's being set up for failure. He still failed, but you got a plus.
I will say this, that a lot of people don't like to make excuses for these guys. Mm-hmm. He turns it over a bunch of times in that game. He has to take some of that blame. He's got to own some of it. But I saw the breakdown, and, I mean, if you look – he didn't have time to throw very much. Just some of the things, it didn't look like his fault. He's not being set up in a position to be successful. And so I do give him a little bit of a pass. But as we were talking yesterday, I'm really concerned long-term about these guys because I just think they're getting so blasted and having so much negativity around the early part of their career. I think it's dangerous. Yeah. Meanwhile, there is Mac Jones. Yeah. And Mac Jones is off to such a good start that I start to wonder – I don't know if I'm like, hey, this guy could be Lamar. This guy could be Patrick Mahomes. This guy could be Justin Herbert. I don't know if I feel that. But I'm now starting to wonder if he could someday be the Russell Wilson guy who didn't have to do too much and did what he was asked well and then develops into this really good quarterback because – every week, man, it's more and more positivity around Mac Jones.
So Mac Jones, 24 for 36, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Obviously a pretty easy win against the New York Jets, but the stats, it says one thing, the win says another thing. So, yeah, I mean, I gave Mac Jones an A here. I think he's playing out of this rookie class right now, and we'll see if Trevor can keep up and catch him. But right now, I think it's a landslide in terms of Mac Jones probably having the best rookie year so far.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I think you do. Let me ask you this. Do you think Trevor would be doing similar things in the Patriots offense?
Of course.
You do?
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to think so.
So really, is it Josh McDaniels, my point is, kind of winning the day, putting him in good situations? Now, I will say this. Before the Dallas game, I would have really leaned on this, like, okay, he's kind of doing that Patriot offense, right? Dink and dunk, keep it away from everybody else, long sustained drives, and he's executing it very well.
Yeah.
That's not to take away from Mac. But then I would be like, okay, can he push it down the field when he needs to? Well, the Dallas game, I mean, he gave up pick 6, and he comes right back, throws the touchdown. Now you start to see some of that where, okay, he can push it down and make the big play. He's not surrounded with a ton of weapons. I feel like he is surrounded with a very good coach right now. Yeah. They know who they are, and they're executing their game plan. And Mac's a very good guy to be able to execute the plan and also understand an offense.
Yeah, I think Jonnu Smith's coming on. Obviously, Hunter Henry, I think he has his 4th straight game with a touchdown. Right. So he's got talent around him. But it's like I always say with Justin Herbert. I didn't knock Justin Herbert because he had Keenan Allen to throw to as a rookie. I didn't knock Justin Herbert because he had Hunter Henry and Austin Eckler. I just said, dang, Justin Herbert's numbers are amazing. And that was the end of the story. I think the same thing could be said for Mac Jones. Is he in the best situation? Obviously. But you still can't deny the fact that he's playing a good brand of football right now.
I will say that you brought this up, Mac Jones at the line of scrimmage. I do think we don't talk about that very much, but I think Trevor's been very much better at that.
Yeah.
And I think you're starting to see him kind of at the line of scrimmage do some things. I mean, he's not Aaron Rodgers at the line of scrimmage, don't get me wrong, but I think he understands this offense.
Yeah.
And I think you have 2 guys right now that understand what they're trying to do, and they're playing within themselves very well, and that's Mac and Trevor Lawrence. Yep. And I'm really interested to see to Trevor, because I think we saw a guy who's a quick study. Yeah. We saw a guy who went from the first 2 games and pushing it down the field, taking chances, to hit the brakes, take your dump off, make a high percentage throw, and then make the clutch throw when you need to. And I thought he's managed that in an excellent way so far here this season. Davis Mills was 13 of 16 for 91 yards at one time. I think I gave him a C-. I don't even know what the hell he ended up, but he's boring.
Yeah. I gave Davis Mills a D+. I have the numbers right here. 23 for 32, 135 yards, no touchdowns, 1 fumble.
Dude, how do you do that? How do you go 23 of 32 for 135 yards?
Check down Charlie.
I mean, was everything like at the line of scrimmage? Was it just jumped out of your hand?
I mean, there were a lot of slant routes, I guess.
Like,
I don't know.
Listen, they're not very good around him either. I get it, but I mean, don't you have to take a shot somewhere?
Yeah, Chris Conley go deep.
You can't run a wheel route and throw it 15 yards down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, those are weird numbers, man.
Yeah.
I almost don't want my quarterback doing that. I don't want my quarterback 23 of 32 for 135.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to go throw it 32 times, I want my quarterback throwing for 300 and maybe he throws 3 picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just let him go.
Yeah. Turn him loose.
He's had some nice moments. He's running their offense. Their offense, though, looks like it's in a 6-yard box.
Does it feel better knowing that Houston is kind of who we thought they were now?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't, because I feel like Jag should have 2 wins.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, listen, I understand right now the Jaguars, it's been a little disappointing, but we can at least take solace in the fact that misery loves company. And Houston, they are who they thought they were.
I have a question about the Jags in relation to one player last night that we saw on Monday Night Football. And he was playing, not talking about the game. It wasn't Manning, Brady, or Manning. So we'll go there when we come back. Tuesdays at Top Golf. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz, soon to be joined by Josh Scobie in a few minutes, right here on ESPN 690.
Just be in control. With free interest checking and great digital tools, Community First makes smarter banking simple. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts now for their children and grandkids. So it's pretty cool to see that family tree grow.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years. Our non-commissioned sales associates are experts. They have only one goal: your complete satisfaction.
We have a 6,000 square foot showroom with anything and everything that you can want. Beards Diamonds has been family owned and locally operated since 1981.
40 years later, it's still our goal to offer the largest selection of quality diamond jewelry at the best prices in Jacksonville, guaranteed. The reason we can make that promise? As Beards owners, we are on the floor helping you with your purchase. We have no corporate bosses setting the price. The chain stores can't touch our prices. They just can't.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com. Come in and see us. We'd love to help you. Anybody that steps foot in our stores is automatically a part of the Beards family.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
People are still hesitant to come to the shop.
We built a place that people could come and join and meet each other and talk to one another.
Small businesses are the heart and soul of a community.
Hi, I'm Representative Kat Kamak.
During these times, it's important to support your local small businesses. They are the core of our communities and keep us connected.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army. 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Offices, Jacksonville.
Nights of Lights dazzles with more than 3 million lights in the historic district of St. Augustine. Now imagine doubling those lights as they reflect off the water during your tour with Redboat Tours. Avoid downtown crowds by boarding at Beach's Restaurant Marina at 250 Volano Road. Then sit back and let Captain Tony and Miss Jennifer take you on a tour you'll never forget. Don't settle for imposters. Make no mistake, Redboat Tours is St. Augustine's only USA Today Reader's Choice Best Boat Tour 3 years running. Book your Nights of Lights tours now at redboattours.com.
Gator Bowl Young Professionals are hosting a networking social at Hyperion Brewing on Wednesday, October 27th at 5:30 p.m. Kickoff Florida-Georgia weekend. We are raffling off tickets to Florida-Georgia game, plus your first drinks on us when you RSVP at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom, how the world connects.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked-out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000. And make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5-Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
Exam 4 needs to be sanitized.
Mersana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max efficiency. She needs a new certified tech certifiably now.
Someone's waiting in room 2 for an ACL scan. Can you handle that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
I think when you see them, even throughout the season, but coming into this postseason, man, you could see that they want to win this thing to kind of be done with that whole cheating scandal. And they've been a really, really good team for these last 5-6 years. And I think they want to prove that. And they are proving that. I think they have, when we talk about that too, I think that's why Dusty Baker was hired. When Bake came in, such a veteran presence for a lot of that storm that they had of a lot of those young kids and Bregman and Altuve and those guys. And Bake has done a great job, I think, of saying, let's go win this thing and be done with all this craziness.
I don't know who that is, but we're obviously talking a little baseball there, and we got to make our predictions on the World Series. That's coming up. By the way, you had a couple of squirrely ones right there during that commercial break, but you hit some bombs.
All aboard the Long Ball Express. Brent's back.
Get ready for Scobie to be here in just a few minutes. I feel a contest coming on.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Scobie can hit it as far with my driver as he can. He has like an 8-iron, hits it just as far as I do.
Yeah,
so.
He does hit it a long way.
But now, let's be honest. We haven't talked about the story where people are saying, "Hey, Austin, can you do some more for us?" Because some kids walked by and said, "We were watching you hit the ball. Can you hit it again?"
Hit it again.
I'm kind of like Happy Gilmore.
Yes, a little bit.
Just saying.
Maybe we should put some exclusive content on the Relevant app.
Now we're talking.
Of your swings.
Now we're talking.
Free lessons from Austin Lane on the Relevant app. Download it, RELEVNT.
Well, we still have to reach out to our friend Jim Furyk. He was going to critique my swing that one time.
Done that. We can do that, by the way.
What an opportunity.
We can't forget.
What an opportunity.
You're right.
Well, for him, yeah, for sure.
Oh, for you.
I was meaning more for me. But yeah, what an opportunity for him to break down my swing.
I like it. By the way, download the Relevant app. We'll continue to give you clues on how you can find a couple tickets to the Florida-Georgia game, and we'll be giving clues all week long, plus some content about Florida-Georgia. In fact, I recorded something that we'll put on there in a little bit about the quarterback situation for both teams. Speaking of schools, how about the UNF Ospreys and your swoop minute? Volleyball and men's tennis made program history, and the plans for the UNF Arena hospitality and premium balcony seating enhancements were announced in the last week. Men's soccer has 2 regular season matches remaining, featuring FAU and Liberty. Women's soccer had its season conclude at 9-4-3, and by the way, they probably got snubbed out of a postseason bid. They had a very nice season. Volleyball is 20-3 after defeating Bellarmine, EKU, and Lipscomb. The Ospreys have 20 wins for the first time since 2015 and defeated defending champion Lipscomb, earning the first win since 2012 against the Bisons. Yes, it is Bisons for Lipscomb, even though most people should say Bison. Men's tennis, Czech Republic native Dominic Barton made program history by advancing to the ITA Southeast Regional Semifinals. Singles wins against Georgia Tech, Georgia, Miami, and UCF. So here's what else has happened. Swoop Madness is all set for tomorrow on campus for UNF Ospreys. Cross Country ASUN Championship set for October 30th. UNF Basketball Fan Day set for November 4th. And UNF Women's Basketball home opener already on November 11th. Go to UNFOspreys.com for more news, schedules, results, and how you can buy season tickets to UNF Ospreys Women's Basketball and Men's Basketball. UNFOspreys.com. That is your swoop minute. Quick thought. Alvin Kamara last night was terrific out of the backfield catching, right? James Robinson, that's not necessarily his style. That's something we could see Travis Etienne in a role. But they threw a play once, man. They got him out of the backfield right over the middle of the field. Yeah. And he had all this green grass in front of him. Do you remember that play?
Yeah, for
sure.
He had
like 30 yards. We're like, where's the defense?
Yeah.
Like, how simplistic is that play? Because I think even James Robinson or Jamal Agnew could do that like this Sunday. Could you watch the Alvin Kamara touches last night if you're Urban Meyer and say, we can design a couple of those things for our guys, even without ETN?
I mean, especially if Seattle wants to play zone like that and play back, absolutely. I think the thing with Kamara is he has that breakaway speed. And he's got the elite agility. I think James Robinson is, steadily working on that. But yeah, I mean, if they're playing back in zone coverage like that, and that that kind of that underneath route is open, hit James Robinson all day.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying those guys are Kamara. I'm just saying utilize.
It's going to be.
Remember though, James Robinson caught a lot of passes out of the backfield last year. He's hardly done it this year. They haven't leaned on that. Now they got a lot of more people that are getting involved in the offense. But the guy's capable is my point.
Yes.
He's not going to break away speed, but he's certainly capable. Football at 5 coming up. Florida, Georgia in town. We're going to relive the college days during Football at 5 and Tuesdays from Top Golf. Josh Scobie joins us next. I mean, what's there to do in La Tech?
Probably the same amount of stuff to do in Murray State.
And maybe Ashland University in Ashland, Ohio. We'll talk about it. We come back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Here in the Sunshine State, more than 3 million men are over age 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical